This is 5 Minute Feng Shui podcast episode 178, 6 Feng Shui Wealth Habits. Welcome to the 5 Minute Feng Shui podcast, where each week I talk about how to move energy and make money. You'll learn how to create a prosperous home and an abundant life using classical Chinese Feng Shui. I'm your host, Katie Weber, publisher of the Red Lotus Letter, Feng Shui Easing for Wealth. Each week, I'll cover Feng Shui topics that can help you improve your life, share inspiring stories, and always end with 3 easy-to-implement Feng Shui tips that you can put to work right away, and usually in about 5 minutes. Now let's get started on the 5 minutes that could change your life. Hello there, my Feng Shui friend. Today we are talking about money and the habits that you have around money. Because yes, there are good habits, just like there are bad habits. But we're going to focus on good habits that create wealth and prosperity. And yes, this is Feng Shui too, because what you do is part of your Feng Shui. And if you do money well, that's good Feng Shui for you, right? And if you don't do money well, that's bad Feng Shui for you. I want to talk today, frankly and candidly, about money, because when we have good money habits, wealth comes to us. And what I find is that saying that success is the accumulation of good habits never more applies than it does to money. When we're talking about money, having good habits around it is so important. It's just like when you talk to a doctor or someone in the medical profession and they talk about, if you're having trouble sleeping, they ask all about your sleep hygiene. And I want to talk about, and you know what that means, sleep hygiene. At first I used to talk about, you mean like taking a shower before you go to bed, brushing your teeth, that kind of thing? No, that's not what they meant. They meant talking about, do you work on your computer? Are you shopping and getting all that blue light into your brain, just moments before you are wanting to go to sleep? And then you're busy texting and you've got beeps and bells going off while you're trying to sleep or fall asleep, that kind of thing. That's what they're talking about. Is your room, dark enough? Are you comfortable? Is the temperature right? That's what they mean about sleep hygiene. Well, today, I guess in short, you could be talking we're talking about wealth hygiene. And wealth hygiene is also those good habits that you have around money, just like good habits around sleep. Now, some people say that when it comes to going to bed, you should not have a TV on. You shouldn't, be watching TV, that kind of thing. And that you shouldn't be in there with your computer or trying to run on a treadmill just 30 minutes before you go to sleep. Well, that all makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Now, I'm a big one for the sleep mode. I watch TV every day, every night. And I sleep like a baby. And it is one of those things that, sometimes you just got to break those Feng Shui rules. There are some rules that are just meant to be broken. And when the rule isn't working for you, then that's not a good rule, is it? And for us, Tim and I, we love to watch certain shows and we love to cuddle up and kind of wind down together. And I have the most amazing dimmer switches on our lights, and they go down super low. And so this has this really nice golden glow in our bedroom at night. And it just really kind of sets the mood for winding down. And that is the thing that helps me sleep and helps us rest and feel comfortable, that kind of thing. And another thing that helps us rest and sleep well and feel comfortable is taking care of money. And money is so important because if you are, it's sort of like the thing that's saying the more you resist, the more it persists. And if you resist looking at your accounts, if you resist investments, if you resist learning about money and understanding money, this is a critical life thing that to know about in your life is to know about money and to be interested in it. I always say, if you want money to be interested in you, you should be interested in it first. It's kind of like falling in love. You got to fall in love with money for it to fall in love with you. And I promise you, it really does make a difference when you fall in love with money and that you're interested in it. It makes all the difference in the world. You know, so the more that you do to help yourself to be successful, the more successful and prosperous you become. You know, success and wealth and the acclaim that comes with it isn't really a big secret. I really don't think it is, as much as it is a habit. Now, you know, having a happy home life, a successful career, the ability to go and buy what you like when you want it, this really brings happiness. That's the true wealth. There are many people who have money, but they lack wealth. I mean, I remember when my husband and I were shopping for a new home. We went into a lot of houses that were beautiful, but we would see like really bad furniture or beds that didn't have a headboard, or IKEA stuff in high-priced homes. It's like the owner's money went into their homes, but there was no money left over to furnish it with pretty things or nice furnishings, even though it was an expensive home. And to me, is that a wealthy homeowner? Nah, just because it's an expensive house, if it doesn't have the things inside it like it has on the outside of it, then it doesn't match up. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the paradox of wealth. Having money or a big house or a nice car doesn't mean that you're wealthy any more than breathing makes you healthy. Having real wealth is about really having a beautiful home, but the ability to furnish it nicely too. Real wealth also means that you've got comfortable things in life, the things that make it nice, like maybe a nice car, but you also have accumulated wealth, which that's the kind of money that's in your accounts. It's in investments that bring security, comfort, and is relaxing. Have you ever had a relative like maybe give you some money, or you came into some winnings, or maybe you got a bonus you weren't expecting, and just all of a sudden having that big fat bank account, it feels good when you look in there, right? You look at it and go, oh, and it is relaxing. Money can be very relaxing. But bringing money into your life requires those healthy wealth habits to maintain it. I often see clients who say they've got plenty of money coming in, but when I ask them how their finances are going, they said their homes are kind of like leaking ships, and I wonder how long they're going to stay afloat. I promise you, though, if you work with the Feng Shui in your home and the Feng Shui of you on your money, that if you work at it and you build on it, the Feng Shui that you've built will gain momentum, and it increases with time, and that helps you accumulate more. My goal is to help you develop true wealth. This is the kind that helps you feel relaxed, confident, and secure, and have fun too. Tim and I just returned from a trip. And, what's nice is we stayed where we were comfortable. We went out to eat. We didn't, we picked up stuff, wherever we went, we weren't counting dimes and pennies. I've done that. We've done that not all of our lives, but all of my young life. I remember originally, when I started traveling, I really had to watch my my pennies and shekels. I looked closely at my budget. And it's only over time that once I finally really worked on loving money more and paying attention and balancing my accounts and that kind of thing, that money, my relationship with money changed, and money to me became more of something about a type of energy that I could use. And that's what I want you to think of it. Remember, money is nothing more than another form of energy. And that's what we're talking about, is how are you managing that energy around it? I want you to feel about wealth like this is something that you can grow like a plant. It's absolutely true. And it's not just about money. Real wealth is about abundant, accumulated resources that are there for you to use as you wish, when you wish, and that keeps your family and security safeguarded. Money's easy, but simple money can become meaningless when it's just money and not real wealth. Creating wealthy habits have the effect of lifting your personal energy. I kid you not. And that is a powerful attractant for real wealth. So let's talk about some of the things you can do in your life that are Feng Shui wealth habits. Now, some of these are things that you can do, and some things are for your house. Well, the first thing we're going to talk about is repairing broken energy. Broken energy comes from, broken things. So when your front door scrapes against the threshold, That scraping sound imbues your whole house with sort of this broken energy, and it becomes irritating and negative. If your dishes are chipped, you're eating off of broken energy. You're ingesting broken energy. This drains positive wealth energy and makes your house drained and more yin. Our houses have to be energized, and broken things will bring down your energy level, and that affects your prosperity. So keep your clothes, your home, your car, and your doors in good working order. You have to look around at what's broken that's draining your energy. Look around. I promise you, you will find something that's damaged in your home, that's damaged on your car. This is what transports you from one place to another. If you've got a dent or you've got marks on it, or it just needs to be, detailed, that can make a big difference in the way you are living your life. If you're living in a prosperous, well-maintained state, it's amazing how that transfers over to your money. Now let's talk about another important thing about energy in. It's so important that we have energy coming in. I see this all the time, especially with homes that have doors that open outwards. That means money goes out. There's no energy coming in. It's a really dangerous household situation when you have a front door that opens out. That's very negative. And what it can do is create an opportunity for a starved house. And that means everybody in the house is starving for energy and money, right? We've got to put wealth in. We can't just send money out. Too often in our own lives, we become accustomed to money flowing in and out of our lives and not accumulating and growing. When the money comes in, the bills get paid, and the money flows right back out again. Energizing your home and life for wealth means putting energy into it. That means making deposits into your account. Get into the habit of putting money instead of just paying out. And that energy builds over time, and so does your bank account. And it's amazing how that can make you feel. Now, I've always heard people say, pay yourself first. And I never knew what that meant, pay yourself first. And it's true. What's interesting is, think about all the subscriptions that you have. And some of us, we may have more subscription payments set up, like, different streaming services, different types of subscription payments that we do. And somehow it's like you keep getting these things in the mail, or you keep having that channel on your TV or what have you. And you don't think about it, do you? You don't even think about it. The money just goes out and you go, well, I don't have as much money. Where did that go? And it's like, well, I've got, how many channels of streaming channels do I have? That kind of thing. And it's money that's going out. But what's interesting is that it just goes and you don't think anything of it. And this is what I want you to do, is I want you to automate paying yourself. Put money into you. You have to be the most important thing you invest in. And when you put money into yourself, let a certain amount, maybe you go into a fun account. I've always talked about fun accounts, how important those are. You want to have money that you just do nothing but have fun with. And you can shop without any reservation, any hesitation. And it's like, when you have that money in there, I have a small account. I just put a few $100s a month, and it's always there. And I can spend or buy, I can save it, I can wait. And just whenever I want to buy something and I don't want to put it on our house account, or I just want to do it for myself, I use my fun account. I take that debit card out, and it's got a tiger on it. I don't know if you've ever seen how Wells Fargo has got the most amazing different cards, debit cards that you can choose for your accounts. And I've got a gorgeous green tiger on it. It's just absolutely stunning. They have Year of the Tiger, Year of the Rat, and Monkey. Wonderful, wonderful debit cards. Anyhow, that money just I put that in automatically. I never notice it. It just comes right out of my account. This is what I'm talking about, is automating your money. You can automate investments. You can automate money going straight to you. And that's what I want you to do, because if you have to go and take money from an account and then deposit it into another one or whatever, you can set up transfers all automatically. It's so important that you do. Too often what happens is we don't have any kind of automatic transfer to ourselves. And again, there's something about you investing in yourself and putting money in yourself that makes such a difference. That is an action that is meaningful. It does something, it tells you you are a grown adult. Because there's a lot of adults that probably don't feel like grown adults because they're not financially adult. And that's something that is an adult thing to do, is to be financially adult. And I don't care if that amount that you put in is $5. It doesn't matter. Get something going. And I would say try to put something in that is some amount that is reasonable, that you can manage, and that is not uncomfortable. But I guarantee you, if it just goes in and just starts accumulating, it is going to make a huge difference in how you see yourself and how money sees you. That's so important. So putting money in, so important, rather than just out. Just can't keep paying bills. You've got to invest in yourself. And do you have a retirement or savings account? Just set up those automatic withdrawals. I like that Bank of America has those where it rounds off purchases to the nearest dollar, puts the extra amount into a savings account. I think that's so awesome. And then of course, let's look at those little expenditures. I make a pot of coffee. Yes, a pot, and I buy the big old cans of coffee. I do, because, we make a pot of coffee. I literally can spend 10 cents to have coffee in the morning instead of, $3.80 at a certain coffee chain that will remain nameless. Anyhow, whose coffee I enjoy, but I think is ridiculously priced when I can make a pot of coffee. Because think about that. If you just bought, let's say, $1.50 drink a cup of coffee, maybe, I don't know where you can get that, but if you bought $1.50 drink, at the end of a year, that $1.50 ends up to $547 at the end of a year. So are you drinking $500 worth of diet sodas? What's important is you've got to start seeing yourself accumulating money, not just being a money pass-through. You don't want to be the money straw. It just sucks out. That's it. It's got to go in. Otherwise, that's what you are. It's just a money straw, and you don't want to be that. Let's talk about energizing your home. When you energize your home with fresh paint, beautiful landscaping, you are investing in yourself. Again, just like an employer who matches your 401k, matching your home with an investment in beautifying and updating your surroundings makes a difference. Unlike a car, money put into a home can be an investment that will pay you back in energy, and if you sell it, in dollars. More importantly, by energizing your home, you magnetize it for wealth energy. I can't tell you how important it is to create a good environment for your home, especially the landscaping. I will see homes that are beautiful inside, or they're nice, and they've got just sort of ho-hum landscaping, or no landscaping, or sad landscaping. This is an important ingredient in Feng Shui because it brings vital dragon energy to your home. We want that dragon to feel at home in the environment around our home. Now, okay, I know apartment dwellers, don't send me emails and tell me, what about apartments? I know you can just do the best you can do with what you got. But for now, I'm just talking about homeowners and how important it is to create a pretty outdoor environment. Lush flowers, trees, and plants that are healthy, and they invigorate and lift the energy of the house. And let me tell you, you feel differently when you're at those houses. When you drive through the neighborhood and you can see that one house that has that lovely yard, by assumption, you just assume, or by association, you assume, that has such beautiful landscaping. It must be lovely inside. And you have an association with that, with looking at that beautiful yard and landscaping, that there's a beautiful home and the people inside are well off, that they're wealthy. They have true wealth. It's amazing how that happens. That they've got good money hygiene, right? Let's talk about your image. This is important for money, and this is part of your wealth. Your health is your wealth, right? And a lot of times when someone doesn't feel like they look good or they don't feel good, they're cluttered. They have clutter in their home. Maybe they got a stuffed closet. A closet that's rammed with shoes and clothes that are outdated will cause you to feel outdated. And if you're ready to look the part of a wealthy, happy, and abundantly prosperous person, just turn to your closet and get rid of all that the clothing that doesn't suit you, or it's part of an outdated image, maybe doesn't even fit anymore. And this is important, especially if you have weight to lose. It could be even more important for you. Paring down your closet, including those items of clothing that you used to fit but you haven't fit in a long time, pulls down your energy. Wealth energy means moving energy. And when you are stuck in an old look and an outdated image, this can mean the energy flowing to you is stuck. That means your financial energy is stuck. I want you to think of health and wealth as one. It's so important that you update your image, that you feel like you have a few trendy things, that you've got, a hairstyle that looks good, that you don't feel dated, like you stepped right out of 1994. You want to look like today. You want to feel current and updated, just like you want your house to feel current and updated. Now let's talk about your finances. Really, I can't say enough about red wallets. We have a house with red wallets and red checkbooks. I would highly encourage you to put all your investment and banking information and banking statements, investments, and all that into red folders. Do that. Get your finances energized. Yes, I know in Western thought that red means being in the red. That means that you're in negative numbers. But this is not the way it works in Feng Shui. Red is an energizing, stimulating color. And I don't know about you, but I want my money energized and stimulated. Now, if you have bills, I want you to put them into blue or black folders so they aren't energized. And if you've got bills, have a place for them. I like to keep mine in a small basket, and we've had the same basket I think now for about 30 years, and we want to keep it small so the bills stay small. Clean out and organize your financial files. Keep your purse and wallet streamlined. Get rid of all the credit cards that you don't need. You don't want to have too many of them. Sometimes I see people that have money problems and they have a multitude of credit cards. I would say what I would rather you have is less credit cards and more zeros in your account, right? Now, if you want to have a little feng shui, you can add a few grains of sea salt to your money to your wallet to draw money in, because like seawater draws soreness away from achy muscles. We want to energize your money. So here's another thing that you can do: schedule things. Make sure, like for instance, I get a calendar at the start of each year, and I write down on the 13th of every month bills. On the 13th. That's my day for reminding myself to pay my bills, because all my bills are paid on the 15th of the month, but I usually pay them on the 13th because, they're due on the 15th, but I always want to be a little ahead, a step or two, a day or two ahead of my bills. This is about one of those wealthy habits that makes a difference. And then lastly, I want to know what you believe. Do you believe you can be wealthy and prosperous? Do you think you deserve it? Do you really feel that way, or do you intellectualize it? It's really important that you believe you're worthy of being a prosperous person, because someone who doesn't just make a living, it's someone who makes a life with the money you earn. Observe your thoughts about money and wealth and see if it's really not you that's standing in the way of your money. Sometimes it's your thoughts. It's the 6 inches between your head that makes the difference in your bank account. Spend time thinking about your thoughts about money and wealth and ask yourself, what could you do right now that could change your financial picture? Start flow going to you, not away from you. Remember, we don't want to be the soda straw. We don't want just to have our money be, just the sucking sound. We want it to be flowing. And one of the ways that we start flowing is where energy goes is where energy flows. And where energy flows is where energy goes, however you want to look at it. If you put energy into an account, into investments, and it becomes a habit, and that's just what happens every month, just like you pay the water bill or the electric bill or whatever bill that you pay, and you do it every single month, it becomes a routine. The money says, I need to grow here. And then you can start looking at learning about investments, learning about stocks, and do it for the long haul. Stocks is not about a get-rich scheme. I promise you. I used to date a guy when I was in college, and he wanted to invest in penny stocks. Now, when I say in college, this was in 1983. 1983. I was 21, and I was dating this guy, and he had $10,000 at that time. And at that time, for a 22-year-old, that was quite a lot of change. And he was like one of these people that I just am amazed at how he could accumulate money. And there's some people that are like that. They just accumulate money. And I think it's because he's always thinking about it. He was always thinking about it. And so because he paid attention to money, money paid attention to him. Well, he told me, I remember saying, hey, I'm going to go to Europe. I want to go to Europe. He had no interest in going, didn't want to pay. That's outrageous to spend, $600 for an airplane ticket. Yeah, that's how much it was at the time. And he called me a selfish, it sounds like witch, for going to Europe all by myself for 6 weeks. And I tell you what, that was a turning point in my life. And I knew right then that I knew I wanted to do something. That, to me, that travel was an investment in myself. And what happened to him? Well, he put all that $10,000 into penny stocks and didn't make a penny. He didn't make a penny. And that's kind of how it goes. It's really interesting how, if you're just after profit, I don't know, maybe it'll work out for you. But if you're interested in wealth, that's a different mindset. And so I want you to be thinking about wealth and having that kind of a mindset and building on it with habits that help you build real wealth. All right, well, let me leave you with 3 tips for the day. Tip number 1 is, remember, repair broken energy. Broke finances means something's broken around you. Look around and find the things that are broken. It could be a chair. It could be a crack in a wall. It could be your door. It could be anything. It could be a giant crack that's, running up the steps up to your house. Find a way to cover that up and get that taken care of. What you see is what you get. If you see broken, you stay broken. Really important that we do that. The other thing is we can't be a straw, right? Can't just suck. You got to it can't just be money coming out. It's got to go in. You need to be a hose, right? Hoses put water in a bucket. You want to be a hose, not a straw. So put money in, automate it, do it where you don't even think about it. And if you need to, put some money into a fun account so you feel like you're not being deprived. But if you automate it, you will not even think about it. It's amazing. Lastly, tip number 3, energize your image. Look around and say, what could I do to be better, to look better, to feel better, whatever that image is. Maybe you've got a driver's license picture that you hate. That would be me. I had to take a new driver's license photo, a year ago. And guess what? It rained that day, pouring when I walked in. Guess what? I look like a drowned rat. and I hate that image. And I'm gonna lose my, I think my driver's license, because I think I need a new bright, shiny day to go take a photograph and where I look bright and shiny. Anyhow, look around, find the things that you need to update, whatever that is, and whether that's your health, maybe your weight, maybe you can have a little Botox put in. Look through your closet. You're hanging on to old stuff. Any old stuff that you're hanging on to is part of your image. So even if it's old things like an old wedding dress that you can't part with, even though you're divorced, it's time for that stuff to go. And that's all part of you. So make sure that you are updated, energized, and looking and feeling the best you can. It's amazing what that does for finances too. It's always amazes me how a lot of times people who are very wealthy are extremely health conscious. You ever notice that? It's kind of interesting. A lot of health conscious people. That's because they're investing in their health. And remember, health is wealth. All right, there you go. Our 27-minute podcast all about healthy habits, good Feng Shui, healthy habits for wealth. I hope you enjoyed this today. I hope that you will start making that investment in you. You are so worth it. You're so wonderful. And putting money into yourself, paying yourself first is the person that should be at the front of your line every week, every month, all your life. Take care. Have a great day. I'll talk to you on the next episode of 5 Minute Feng Shui. Hey, thanks for listening today. Although the year of the tiger is here, it's come in with a roar, and there's going to be some big ups and downs this year, like the invasion in Ukraine. But I wrote about Putin and some of the other world leaders in the Year of the Tiger Feng Shui Forecast and Success Pack. Now, back in 2021, when I was writing this in the fall, I could see this on the horizon and I warned about it. There's other things that you're going to want to know too, like where to invest your money, where to find love, and what to expect all year. And I cover all houses and bedroom directions and every zodiac sign. The Success Pack will help you be ready for the year, be prepared, make more money, and keep fortune on your side. Check out the Year of the Tiger Feng Shui Forecast at redlotusletter.com/water tiger, all one word.